What's going on, everybody? Exceptional Gabe here, back with another edition of Exceptionally Animated. And today I have, in my opinion, one of the most underrated voice actresses in Vancouver. Please welcome the wonderful Leah Juul. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Gabe.
So, you want to tell us real
And
quick?
my bunny.
Yeah, tell us about
Hi,
your cute
bunny.
little bunny you got right here.
So this is Bunny Lebowski, and he is almost 1 year old. He's an English Angora, and I got him from this awesome farm in Aldergrove, BC, called Kensington Prairie Farm. And they've got about 70 alpacas and llamas, and they have a big camel named Jamal, and he's super friendly, and you can go there and call him over, and he drools and gives you big kisses. But it's such a magical place. And they also had these bunnies. But you know how you saw some of my needle felting art, right?
Yes.
Well, I got Bunny Lebowski because I wanted to use his wool for making art with.
That's
But it's
adorable.
But it's a little too soft. It doesn't work as well as sheep wool. So unfortunately, you know, I just collect it. But if you know anyone that wants to spin Angora wool, they can. I save his wool and you can have it. But he's just so cute. He's the cutest thing ever, and I love him.
Oh, that is pretty
So,
adorable. And
well,
I've I've seen your work with your wool, and you want to tell us a bit about that because I think it's fantastic.
well, I guess I started needle felting almost 15 years ago. I needed a hobby, and I didn't really know how to let out some of my creative ideas or creative juices, I guess. And I saw this book in a shop, and it just intrigued me. And so I started, making the things that were in the book. And then, like anything, the longer you do it, the better you get. And then you start having your own ideas or just developing your skill. And you saw my Randy, my tree topping Randy.
Yes, the
You know, I
Randy
want
Mouse.
I want to make more cartoon characters, and then I started also trying to make stop motion videos with them too, and I've made a few people's pets. So that's yeah, it's just really fun, and it takes a long time. It's just I call it slow art. I guess all art is kind of slow, but you just poke the wool over and over again, and it sort of starts to take shape. And then you use tiny bits of color that you can. It's almost painting with the needle and the wool as well. But yeah, but I've made Randy. I made the character for Brian that you saw, and I made Pickle Rick. Did you see my Pickle Rick?
Oh, I think I have seen that one. I'm Pickle Rick.
Yes, I'm obsessed with Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick is probably my favorite character. So yeah, I want to try to make uh more South Park characters, and I should make an Adventure Time character for
Yeah.
you.
Oh, yes. If you make a flame princess, I will buy it from you.
No, I will give it to you. It'll be a gift. You'll have yeah.
Oh,
I'll make you a flame princess. Yeah.
that's so sweet. I think I told you in the past, but Jessica DiChico, who voiced the Flame Princess, was actually my biggest inspiration to get into voice acting.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And how long ago was that?
This was a few years ago. I never really watched Adventure Time, and it just so happened the episode I watched with my sister was the one where Flame Princess was introduced, and I just thought Jessica's performance was so passionate and so emotional that I'm like, as soon as the episode got finished, I was like, this is what I want to do, and I want to inspire people through voice acting as well.
Amazing. I love that.
And another big inspiration, and I'm sure you worked with this person, is Tabitha St. Germain.
Yes, she is incredible. I mean, I think I worked only with her on Trolls, but I've seen her at some other auditions and met her, over the years. And I felt kind of uh, in awe, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I I'm meeting you in person. I've seen your name on things and seen your stuff for so many years. So yeah, she's cool. She's funky. She's got funky style.
Yeah, yeah. I interviewed her. She was one of my like first guests, I think, on the show, and she was a lot of fun.
Wow.
Eh,
So you have interviewed so many people. How long have you been doing this for? And I think it's amazing what you're doing. Uh, and also just raising autism awareness. I just think you're so amazing and you're really special. You are exceptional.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because like truly, so many of you I've met in Vancouver are truly special. Like, um, all of the voice actors I've had the pleasure of meeting with in Vancouver are some of the most, exceptional. See, there's that word again, exceptional, and just kindest people I have ever met. And it's definitely, in my opinion, one of the greatest voiceover communities in North America, oh, ever, in my opinion.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and I use this platform not only for autism awareness, but you mentioned AI, and I like to interview different voice actors to highlight their work to show the world that these are real human beings that are passionate about their work, and that is something that AI will never be able to do because AI is just a robot.
Yeah, I did, and I saw something a UBCP email, and they're warning voice actors to be really cautious about accepting certain uh, roles or jobs that AI need to use because that's AI is going to capture their voice, right? So I thought that was interesting.
It's scary. It's definitely it's a scary world these days with AI, and that's why I think it's really important to remind people of how important actual voice acting and actual artists and animators and writers are compared
Yeah,
to computers.
yes, definitely. And I don't know if you've seen, there's a couple new movies that have come out live action where they're talking to an AI or they're talking to a robot. And in the interview, the host, asks the actor, "Oh, was it that actual AI or were you with an actor in the room?" And they right away they said that was a real person, that was a voice actor, that was an actor. I did not want to use AI. So I love that production companies are also supporting voice actors and real actors as well. That
Mm-hmm,
they're not just going to use AI because it's available. So
mm-hmm.
I hope that stays because that's amazing.
Hmm. So let's go back in time for a minute. See, I'm
Oh
still
my
in
gosh.
the mood. Back in time, and I wanted to ask you, so how did you get into the realms of voice acting, and what was one of the first persons you've met in the voiceover industry in Vancouver?
Well, I guess I grew up in Whistler, the ski resort. Have you been there? Do you know where it is?
I think I do actually. So, in fact, I do because my friend Jocelyn Lowen, you might know her as well. She is also a voice actress in Vancouver, and she recently went on a vacation with her family to Whistler.
Up to Lister. Yeah, it's just 2 hours north,
Yeah.
but it's a small ski town. It was very small when I grew up, and the kind of doing acting or anything like that in my community was not that popular. But I got into theater, and I was always really shy, and obviously as I got older, I had this small voice, but I loved theater and I loved musicals. And I kind of just eventually decided to not be so scared so that I could do things I loved. And so I started taking acting classes and getting involved in school plays. And yeah, I think it was my teacher. I was taking acting classes with a man called Neil Shell. So he would come up to Whistler, and there was maybe 8 of us in the group, and he started putting on some casting director workshops for us and things. And it was at that time one of the maybe it was Corinne Clark. I think it was she was casting doing the workshop, and she had said, "Oh, like have you ever done voice acting?" Because obviously that's something that stands out. And I had always loved cartoons. I think Franklin the Turtle was my favorite cartoon.
Good choice. Good
I
choice.
loved it so much. Um, and I didn't even think that was when I got into acting and things, I didn't think voice acting. I never thought about it. And so obviously getting that connection and then, getting some meetings in the city and getting an agent was so exciting. And I, yeah, I think the first person in voice acting I met, oh, maybe you know what? Maybe my one of because I obviously then I started doing some workshops. I think it was maybe Marcy Goldberg and Stevie Valance. Those were the first two like real voice actors and real mentors that I had. Probably when I was about 19, I think.
Oh wow. And what was one of your first ever voiceover roles you got booked on?
I think it was Trolls.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so funny. And obviously, that's the main reason I wanted to have you on today because I think Trolls is fantastic. I grew up with the show and I think it's so underrated.
I know. I love that you love that show so much. And I think, that's how we had originally connected on Instagram. And it was bringing so many good memories back for me. And I was like, who is this guy? He loved the show Trolls. I feel like hardly no one knew about this show. And obviously, I absolutely loved being Topaz. I kind of felt very connected and I felt like she looked like me. And yeah, I mean, getting to work and that's where I got to work with Matt Hill and Sam Vincent and Kiara Zaney and Alex Carter.
Britt
Yeah,
McKillop.
exactly. Yeah, oh, Britt, yeah, from Sabrina and everything. So getting on that show was wild for me because I was so green, and just them taking a chance and giving me that role and working with everyone was incredible because every time I was in the room there was another really amazing voice actor that I've always looked up to, and I kind of couldn't believe that I was in there. I
Yeah.
didn't believe.
One of my closest friends also did some assorted characters in the show. Do you know Lee Tokar?
Oh yes, of course. Well, Lee is amazing, and I also took uh many voice workshops with him too. I think he put like a series on at one of the studios. So I was taking classes with him and he was very supportive too. I learned so many things from him. Yeah, like you said, the community down there is so great and I've always felt really uplifted, supported, and encouraged by a lot of the other voice actors that in my opinion, they're stars, and I just can't believe that I've ever got to work with them or been considered in certain things that I've done. Uh, yeah, Lee's amazing.
Yeah.
He's so pretty.
And there was so many other, legends in that show who did additional voices as well. Like you mentioned Franklin the Toto, Richard Newman was in that show, and he voiced the Franklin's dad. Uh, and let me think who else. I'm sure you know Ashley Ball. That was one of her first ever voiceover roles.
Oh, I know. Yes, and we had the same agent at the time as well. And oh, Ashley's amazing, and she has the most wonderful singing voice too.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. Like, I'm sure you've seen Friendship is Magic, obviously, and like her singing as Rainbow Dash and Applejack and Friendship is Magic. Like, you can feel the positive vibes as she sings.
Yeah.
It just blows you away.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. Of course, in Trolls, I remember her character. She voiced Cole, and she was like this mean,
The,
stuck
the
up girl.
mean girl. I know. And Ashley's the complete opposite, right?
Yeah, same thing here. Here, I have right here Ruby right here, and,
Ah!
and Kiara was kind of her character's kind of mean in the show as well and very bossy. And
Yes,
Kiara's the complete opposite as well.
she is. She's so, but Ruby was also really soft at the end of the day, right? She did want the best for her friends.
I remember in the first episode, um, here, I gotta get the figures. So I got Amethyst and Ruby right here. So these two right here, they got in a fight. And Ruby kicked Amethyst out of the group, if you remember. So what they did is they put a spell on your character right here, Topaz, and turned her into a giant ogre to scale them back into being friends.
I remember that episode. And speaking of using AI or not, I actually had to do the ogre voice. And so I remember, after we're all in the room together, but they knew that this was going to be a lot harder for me. And so everyone else, I think, got to leave or maybe go on lunch break. And then the voice director and the casting producer, she was calling in from LA or San Francisco or something. And so they were coaching me through how to, try to get this ogre voice to come out of me. And it was really hard, but we got something out. But I think I lost my voice by the end of it.
That's so funny. And that's incredible too, because like it doesn't even sound like you when you were doing the ogre voice. So bravo to
No,
you.
thank you. Thank you. I think that was, obviously when you do other voices, your voice is not supposed to hurt after, but that was my introduction in uh figuring out more range, I guess, or expanding. And that over time, when I would take more classes and do breathing exercises, have been able to learn how to move my voice a little bit
Mm.
better. I mean, I still this is the my natural voice.
And another thing I love about the show is, it wasn't like any other, ordinary, in my opinion, ghost cartoon that was out at the time, like Barbie and Bratz. It like
Uh-huh.
it got very dark because the villains were awesome, Simon and Snuff.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, and that's what you're asking about, Janice Judd. Janice, where are you? Gabe wants to interview you. Oh my gosh, I love Snarf so much. And I thought the voice that she did, like, it was the cutest. And just watching her whole body turn into this little Snarf when she was doing that character, it was so amazing. But I mean, I want a pet Snarf, don't you?
Yeah, you should. That's what you should make with your wool. You should make a Snuff.
Snarf, okay, I should. I want
um,
to make. I want to make all the characters. I need more time. I need more hands.
so yeah, you're right. Snuff had the cutest voice, and whenever Snuff got upset, I remember he would transform into this huge, like ogre type creature, and it was so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes. Then he would get scary. Oh,
Yeah,
there my.
yet slightly creepy at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode of all of Trolls?
Oh, that's a toughie. I would tell you my favorite Topaz episode. My favorite Topaz
Okay.
episode is the one where she was feeling insecure about herself. So she kind of, ran off. And Snuff managed to take advantage of her.
Oh.
And she got like into this like sticky goo or whatever. And
Yes.
Simon possessed her somehow, and basically trapped Topaz in her mind. And Simon took over her body. It was very disturbing.
Oh, and then I was kind of evil, right? And I was tricking my friends.
Yes, yes. My favorite quote, by the way, here. I actually have it. I have it wrote down. My favorite quote from that episode. You were like, "I'm not your friend. You're mean. Cute like a puppy, but still mean."
I remember that. What? Do you want me to say my favorite line from that show?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
It is like so true. Friends are even more important than hair gel. You remember that? I that was my favorite. Cause our hair.
That's so funny. Do you remember the name of Topaz's boyfriend? He was the bald guy with like the earrings. I can't remember.
Oh, oh, he was cool.
Yeah, all of the boys were cool, obviously, but he,
They were. Um, and Jesse Moss, he played. I can't remember which. Do you remember which one he played?
well, he played. I think he played Amethyst's boyfriend,
Yes, he
and,
played
and
Amethyst friend.
yeah,
Yes,
and then obviously Sam Vincent was Alabaster, who was
yes,
Sapphire's boyfriend.
yes.
And
The nerd team.
yeah. Sam Vincent always plays the small character, so that made sense. And then Matt Hill, of course, was Ruby's boyfriend, and he was,
Yeah,
kind of
Rock.
dumb.
Right? He was Rock, wasn't he?
Yeah, Rock. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He was not the smartest person in the troll world.
No, no.
Yeah, and then Michael Antonokis, he voiced Flint, who was Onyx's boyfriend.
Yes, and he was always he's like cats in the bag. He was always shooting out poetry, right?
Yeah, and he had this like he was
He
in a
was groovy.
yeah, he was in a band too. He had like this like very punk haircut. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And Onyx was voiced by Anna Van Hooft, who is of course iconic because she was in all the Hallmark movies.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
She's stunning. She's so beautiful and really nice too.
Yes.
Um, who was my boyfriend? Who played?
Now I gotta look it up because
I know
that's
now you gotta look at because I feel so we remember everyone else's boyfriends but mine.
yeah. I don't know
That's
why.
not like me at all.
Let's look it up.
And he
That's
was
gonna
cool. How did Topaz? I wonder how did they figured out, the pairing of all of them, and how did I end up with whoever he is? Who is he? Let's find out.
Jasper. That's his name.
Jasper. Who voiced him?
It was Alman. It's spelled Almen.
Maybe he wasn't. Maybe, and I hope I'm not wrong. Maybe he was one of the actors that wasn't in the room with us.
Could have been. Because I think he's just credited as the Alman, his first name, if I'm not mistaken.
No. Okay. Well, Jasper, great job. Love Jasper. He is cool. I think I had the cool boyfriend.
Yes. Well, again, all of them were pretty cool.
Yes, they are. They were. And
Yes.
I love, I mean, growing up for me, I always had the troll dolls. And this was a reimagined troll, obviously, but they still had the jewel in their belly button. And then we did spells with our bracelet and then the belly button. But I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. And it's really sad. So this was obviously, Dick Entertainment, and I have a lot of nostalgia for many of those shows because,
Mhm.
my grandma didn't have cable, so every Saturday we would watch Saturday morning cartoons, and it would be shows like Trolls and Sushi Pack and all these other,
I love Sushi Pack. I love Sushi Pack so much.
and they did some other shows like Kill Bills and Strawberry Shortcake and like all
Yes.
of those classics, and they were aired every Saturday morning on CBS along with Trolls, and that's why I have such fond memories with this show.
I love that.
So, what were some of your favorite memories of recording in the booth with the voice actors on Trolls?
I think, I mean, it was so long ago, but what really stands out to me was just the laughs and how silly everyone would be, even though, we have this amount of time, we have to get this done, and we're all professionals, but just the amount of fun that we would have and in between takes. I mean, obviously, people like Sam Vincent and Matt Hill, even when the booth and recording is not on, I don't, they're so funny and just making so many jokes and getting to know those girls and that whole experience. I mean, there's just so many laughs all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
And another thing about the show I wanted to highlight is the music is catchy as hell. Like, the theme song, it's like, it's a hell thing, it's a pink thing, it's a tacting fantasy. And they had, all of the other songs. And if you want to look them up, I believe someone who used to work at Deke actually leaked them all online, and they're all so good. They're done by the band. What was their name? The Valley Girls. I think that's their name. The Valley Girls with an I, and the music is all good. In fact, I'll send you the link when we're
Yes,
done.
please. Yes, please. Yeah, I remember there was a lot of songs in there. And the cheers. I remember the cheer episode.
Yes. Oh, the homecoming queen episode. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Where it was Ruby battling it out with Cole to try to win homecoming queen.
Yes, yes.
And at the same time they were trying to keep Simon from not destroying everything.
Hmm. And so the actor that played Simon, Reese Thompson,
Yeah,
I think so that was a really fun memory working with him because most of the time it was just us girls and then whatever other ensemble character was coming in,
yeah.
but Simon was in every episode, so just and he was so young at the time and so small, and I think we all sort of felt like sisters to him or something. He was so fun to work with and so talented.
Oh, I know, his performance is so hilarious and so over the top. I love it.
And he's a very good actor. He does
Yeah,
a lot of on-camera stuff after, but I was very proud to see where his trajectory took him because he's so good.
yeah. And probably I wanted to highlight this episode as well. This was probably the most disturbing episode of the show I remember watching. There was one where Snarf pretended to be like this old grandma lady, and Simon, you remember? Yes, Simon pretended to be a new girl that went to their school, and
Yeah,
she had all the churros except for Ruby. Ruby didn't eat one. They ate these cookies, and they got like mind controlled, and they all turned evil. And it was at the point where, at the climax, like Amethyst was like hanging on for dear life, about to fall down a well, and Topaz and Sapphire were about ready to stomp on her hand to make her fall down the well. That's how evil they were getting, and it's like, wow, this is dark. This is dark stuff for a kids show.
they have I have the DVDs. I should probably rewatch them. But I don't remember that. I don't remember that episode, but I remember Simon pretending he was a girl and Snarf
Yeah,
being a grandma. Oh, getting us to go to the shop, the stone shop, right?
yeah.
And
Well, yeah. He basically, when he got control of like all of the girls' minds except for Ruby. Ruby was like the only one not affected, along with the boys. But he also infected like the whole town as well, and it was insane.
I love it. I love it so much.
And
Yeah.
there was another episode, which you probably remember, where they go to I think the name of the island was Trohidi. They went on a vacation, and
Yes,
yes,
I remember. Was that the one when Sapphire is yelling, "You got nice coconuts"? It
yes,
was
that was the clip I uploaded. Yes,
Trollhedi Island. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
yeah. Um, and this was a fun episode because this was actually a continuation of a previous episode where Topaz and Onyx figured out who the ancients were, because that was like the whole mystery of the show. Um,
Yeah. What happened? It was once we discovered who our ancient was, that would really unlock the power of our gem,
yeah,
right? That
yeah,
was
yeah. And Topaz, if you remember, Topaz's ancient was in a tree, and Onyx's was disguised as a dragon due to a spell Simon did, and they were able to break the spell. And if you remember, Topaz at first was very in denial about her ancient, but eventually she came to grasp, and came attached with her ancient, which was sweet.
With my tree, my
Yeah, with
ancient.
your tree, exactly.
I remember the dragon one because I remember that episode being we were in a cave or something, right? And that is that when we
Yeah,
found.
yeah, there was actually a couple episodes in a cave. There was another one. See, there's so many memories coming back to me. There was another one where they went to this cave, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but they like destroyed something in this cave which somehow affected all the magic and all of the like power in
Yeah.
Trozopolis was out of whack.
Trollsopolis.
Yeah,
I love the names of these places: Trollheedy Island and Trollsopolis. And
yeah,
you know how we got around on our hoverboards too, which I remember seeing because they did the voice record the voices first, right? And then obviously we had the character design, but it was really exciting to obviously see the animation after the voice records were done, and just reading, oh, they're on this hoverboard, and what's that going to look like? But then seeing it and thinking, this is so futuristic, and this
yeah.
will not. But now there's hoverboards exist.
Yeah, the hoverboards will that's crazy because trolls, if you think about it, predicted the future because hoverboards did come out years later, and they ended up, wasn't it, they like burst into flames.
I still want one though.
You still want one?
I want one. You can rent scooters all around the city. So I think eventually they'll have hoverboards. So basically a scooter without wheels, isn't it?
Yeah, are they like the lime scooters?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Lime scooters. But I'll have helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, face pad when I'm on my hoverboard. I'll protect myself.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Before we move on, do you have any other final memories you wanted to share about trolls?
Yes, look how cute she is. Woo! I don't know. I think it was such a huge deal for me. And I think I was supposed to be going to school. I played tennis growing up as well. And I was kind of trying to decide between college and following my passion. And I was supposed to go to North Carolina to this small university on a tennis scholarship. And at the same time, I had then booked Trolls. And it was a very difficult decision because I had sort of the pressure from my parents, and this is an amazing opportunity to go have, university paid for and play tennis, which I did love, but I was never, I always struggled in school a bit, and it wasn't my real passion. And I said, no, like I have to I'm taking this opportunity and I'm doing trolls. And so in a way, I guess my biggest memory is just deciding at that time to choose that passion and follow that dream. And yeah, just so how life can change in 2 seconds of a time, right? If I had gone to North Carolina and played tennis, and who knows what would have happened, but I chose to stay here and pursue my passion.
Yeah. And obviously, the main reason I reached out to you is because, it was the 20th anniversary of Trolls recently. And it's
I
like,
both it.
yeah, it's like screw Hannah Montana. Everybody's talking about Hannah Montana. No, we're talking about the 20th anniversary of Trolls. So to all of the fans, like myself, and to other people who, fondly remember the show, what do you have to say for the fans out there?
I have to say that I can't. I am so happy and honored that this show actually had had fans and had followers and that people loved it so much because getting to be a part of it was such an amazing experience that I have so much gratitude for, and just the fact that there are people out there that recognized it and loved it like you and the other people that are out there. I mean, I think you can't really want more if you're doing if you're
Mhm.
creating and performing and people like what you're doing. I don't think there's a better feeling than that. So I would have to say thank you to all the fans and supporters that have loved that show and have kept it alive. It means a lot.
I love that. I love that. So, moving along, the next show you did, I believe, was Starship Operators over at Ocean. Do you remember doing that show?
I remember, which was very different because that is they have this the animation already from Japan.
Yeah.
So so you're dubbing, so you're watching the show as you're acting and being the character. And that was yeah, that was a very interesting show, more dark and high tech.
That was your first, I think that was your first ADR role, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. And then you know, when I did that, I never really got to see. I did one called Zoobles, and I got to play this tiny little panda bear.
Zubos. No, I've never heard of that. Was that ensemble ADR?
It was ADR also, but
Uh, was that done
it
at
was
Ocean?
yeah, it was
Okay.
another open one. But I love the cute characters.
I'm gonna have to look that one up. That one didn't appear on IMDb. I gotta look that up
No,
now.
I know it doesn't, and I was thinking about it too because I was thinking about other things that I had done or had that I was fond of, and I thought about that. I was like, oh my God, whatever happened to that? That character was so cute. Some things you do and nothing ever comes of it, you know, but
So, the character, I believe the name of your character in Starship Operators was Akia, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah.
yeah.
And it was so cute watching the show. It was so dark, yet I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of distracted because the entire time I couldn't stop but listen. I just heard the Topaz voice the entire time your character was on screen.
Yeah, I bet that that would happen. I remember working on that. It was a you had to have a lot more emotion, right? With
Yeah,
anime, there's
yeah,
always a lot more serious moments. Sort of reminded me of being on a soap opera. If you ever
yeah.
watch soap operas and there's long pauses. Oh, I loved Sailor Moon so much and Tuxedo Mask.
Oh yeah, fighting evil by
Yeah.
moonlight.
So I feel like Starship Operators was more of my Sailor Moon moment, getting to be in an anime.
Yeah.
It's the
Um,
intense emotion and longing. I remember just there was so much crying. You know, he's gotta come back. He's gotta come back.
and was that directed by Carl Williams?
Yes, he's. Have you met him? Have you got to meet him when you've been in Vancouver?
No, but I should try to get him on the podcast because he's directed some of my favorite shows. Like one of my all-time favorite shows done at Ocean. Have you heard of Hamtaro?
Yes, and Kiara is Hamtaro, right? Was she Hamtaro?
Yes, yes. In
Yeah,
fact,
I the Ham Hams.
yeah. Let me go get you something. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let me go get it. Yeah. Sounds like uh. Hang on. I'm looking. I thought I had it on my shelf, but it's not up here. Ah. Okay. So I'll go ahead and show you this since I can't find my Hamtaro. Crap. All right, I'm back. Hello.
Hi.
So you said you're a sushi pack fan. I got some sushi pack plushes.
Ooh, oh, cute. I love it.
And this one right here. So this was Kiara's character, and this is
Yes, she
look
was
like
my favorite. You know what? I auditioned for her.
really.
Yes, I auditioned for her.
I did
When I
not.
was,
Oh,
yeah. But
Wow.
obviously I didn't get it. But I, I love that character.
That's so cute. And then right here, I got another plush. And if you turn it around again, this one's signed by Andrew Francis. I'm sure you know Andrew Francis.
You know what? I've never actually met him, but I know him, and like you said, we're with the same agency. So
Anyway, so do you have any other memories of working on Starship Operators before we move on to your last role?
oh, I think probably working with Carl Williams is awesome, and he's one of the nicest people I've ever met, I think. And I was always so nervous going into auditions, but when I would go in a room with Carl, he always made me feel so comfortable. And also getting to work with him, because I worked with him on Juuls too, and yeah, he's just such an amazing human, and makes you feel like when you're doing a good job, he makes you feel like that. He's very supportive.
So
This is my first interview. Interviews are hard.
so then after that you did the film show Animal Behavior, which I watched and I think it's fantastic.
Thank you. Yay. Yes, I mean, personally, for me, this was the most exciting project that I had gotten to be a part of. Um, even before, obviously, it getting to go to TIFF and it being nominated for an Academy Award is incredible.
Yeah.
But there was two. So, David and Allison Fine, the creators of that show and the animators, they had done one of my personal favorite cartoons of all time, which was Bob and Margaret. Do you remember that one?
Yes, that was done at Nirvana, and I've interviewed a lot of Toronto voice actors as well who were in a lot of Nirvana projects. So yes, Bob and Margaret is amazing.
Yes. And so getting to work with them was iconic for me, and I couldn't believe it because I had seen every episode of that show and just loved the animation style. And it was more, I guess, not necessarily like a child cartoon. Animal Behavior was more serious and more of an adult humor cartoon, which I was really excited about getting to work on. And I just loved my little character. And it's so much fun too, because David Fine, when he's directing us, he's in the room with you as well. So it ends up drawing out more emotion from the actors. And the whole experience just feels a lot more intimate and connected.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was absolutely amazing, and really resonated with that leech because she has a lot of anxiety, and I have a lot of anxiety too. So like, connecting with that character was really easy for me, but also felt really special and close to my heart. And it's so cute when I fly across the room into the teacup.
yeah, and it's absolutely adorable. So you play this, just hideous looking blood seeking leech, and it's adorable because she has this very high voice, and she's just like super talking super fast, and she has the paper bag over her head. She's like panic attacks.
And I know what that feels like. So
Yeah.
I felt like it was very easy for me to tap into that experience and moment. Uh, I'm glad I don't have experience getting stuck up a gorilla's bum though.
Oh yeah, when the ape sat on you, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And also getting to work with um it's Ryan, what's his last name?
Ryan Beer.
Yes, Ryan Beal, and then the guy that played the gorilla. His name is slipping my mind right now. But they're two of the funniest Vancouver comedians. Um, and they do every Sunday they do like a stand-up comedy show,
Yeah.
improv show. What's their can't think of what it's called. Look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, let
Sunday.
me look it up. Let me look it up. Hang on. Taz Van Wesser.
Oh my God, of course, of course. How could I forget? And he's amazing. How could I forget his name? The pressure, the interview pressure. Sorry, Taz, I forgot his name. But yeah, him and Ryan are two of the best improv actors in all of Vancouver. And yeah, they have a show every Sunday. The Sunday Service, that's what it's called. And I've been to see them a few times perform. Their whole group, their improv is incredible.
That's amazing. And you also obviously got to work with the legendary Andrea Libman as well.
Oh yes. Do you know, I feel like in my voice acting time, there's a lot of roles that her and I would like a lot of roles that I audition for are the same thing that she would audition
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
And obviously she has way more experience than I have. And so I feel like there's been that, oh well, Andrea is probably going to get it if I'm going out for it. So actually getting to be on a project that we both got to be
yeah.
on, and I was and she got that character and I got that one, and then you could see the differences in our voices too, was really awesome and incredible. So I hope that I get to work with her again one day.
Oh yeah, Andrea's amazing. She's one of the few like big name voice actors in Vancouver I haven't had on my podcast. I'm still trying to get her on here
Oh my gosh, I'm sure she will. She's
though.
so maybe she's too busy. She's on every cartoon.
Yeah. And another question, obviously, I asked you this previously, but did you ever audition for Friendship is Magic since it was such a big show?
So I only ever auditioned for one incidental character and near the end of it. So it wasn't even, it was one of those, you get these auditions, but I didn't really feel like I was going to connect with that character, but I tried my best anyway. But I would have loved to be on that show so much. So, I mean, there's future My Little Pony stuff happening. So maybe I'll get my opportunity.
Hopefully, hopefully.
But
And lastly, you were involved in the project Dragilia Lost, which was a video game. You got to voice who are the characters you got to voice in that video game?
I can't remember what their name is.
Now I gotta look it up. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
I should know too. All I thought was this is the cutest character I've ever seen, and it's almost like I'm a bunny. That's why I want to have my bunny too on this because
I'm gonna probably butcher the name, so those are the
oh oh Gabney and Cree and right, okay,
yeah,
Gabney and Creedney.
yes.
So there, and then in that picture that you have, yeah, there's the one, she's a dragon and she's also kind of a bunny and she's so cute. And then there's the little thing too, her little partner in crime, I guess. Yeah, Gabney and Creedney.
Yeah.
That was fun. I mean, and that was with Adrian Lindsay was the voice director on that, and she's a legend, obviously, too. So, and at Coco Productions, that was not an ensemble either. That was just going in, but it was still really fun. And I,
Oh,
and you know what? It was after COVID or right before COVID. I can't remember, but it was that time. No, or I think it was after, but it was the time where you had to go in and wear the mask and people were not allowed to be like they weren't doing ensembles at that time.
that that's disappointing because you know who else was in that video game?
Who?
You have coming back the legend Anna Van Hooft from Trolls.
Ah, oh my gosh. Cool. Hi Anna. I haven't seen so many of those people in I don't think I've seen Anna for probably almost 20 years.
Wow. So
Yeah,
since you
yeah.
did the
Or
show,
Alex. I don't or Alex. So Hi, everybody.
So some of the voice actors, mainly Alex, actually retired from doing voice acting. But talking to you, obviously, I thought you retired, but you're telling me, you're still out there. You're trying to get, new roles, which is amazing to hear that you're so passionate about voice acting. I love that.
Thank you. And, all it takes sometimes is having one person in your corner. So, you supporting me and the messages that you had said to me were so uplifting. And I have so much gratitude for you. And yeah, the support really means the world to me because I haven't stopped. I feel like there's a lot of times that I maybe haven't believed in myself and I don't believe that I could do it. And I think if you're not believing in yourself, then when you're doing things or auditioning or, meeting people in the industry, that's going to come off. And I think the older that I've gotten, I'm just having a lot more self confidence and realizing, you know, I I love animation so much and I love cartoons just like you do. And when I'm truly the happiest is getting to be these characters um, and play, but also the thought, bringing joy to people that have loved the shows and just, your story of why you love voice acting and supporting all the actors. I mean, it's kind of why I also don't want to give up either. So I think I kind of took more of a break after COVID and then I moved out of Vancouver. I moved to a small town, like a few hours north,
Mhm.
but I still go to Vancouver like pretty often. I'm only 3 hours away. And so, you can still audition at home and yeah, we'll see, but I'm not gonna give up. So
I love that. Never give up. I told you already. I think you have, just so much range in your voice. I think you have such a unique voice, and your voice is just, it's absolutely adorable. It stands out, and I think you deserve to get more roles, booked under your name, in my opinion.
thank you. Well, that's all you need sometimes is one person in your corner to push you through, right? So, I know no matter what, I'll always have you to thank.
And before we wrap it up here, something else I wanted to highlight. Lately, you've been doing a lot of work with your ukulele, and you did your iconic Noodle song, which I honestly I would say is going kind of viral, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love that you loved that song or that snippet of the song. So if you want, I can play you the whole song.
Yes, yes, I see your ukulele back there. That
I was like, I'm gonna bring it just in case he wants me to. But yeah, and the timing of chatting with you, and I think that was the other thing of me deciding that if you want to make things happen and you want to get your voice out there, you want to be creative, like your podcast. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be vulnerable. You have to maybe do things that, oh, maybe you're worried somebody won't like it or this. But at the end of the day, I just want to make people smile and making these songs that I'm making up is making me smile and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So just if people like it, like what you were asking, what to say to the fans of Trolls, it's the same thing. I think there's no better feeling than doing something that makes you happy that also spreads joy to other people, right?
that couldn't say it any better myself. I love it. That's
Thank you, Kate.
amazing. All right, so let's hear a snippet.
Here, let's hear a snippet.
All right.
So, yeah, I was doing story time for babies at a coffee shop again before COVID at this little coffee shop in Kitsilano. And I would just, do kid songs that were already made, but I didn't know how to play the ukulele yet. And that's kind of what made me start thinking I really should start learning an instrument. And then once I started doing that, I started writing my own songs too. And so here we go. This
Oh,
is for
what?
you. This is for you, Gabe. Okay, so if you know the chorus, you're gonna have to sing it with me too when it comes out, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So noodles, noodles, noodles are my favorite. Noodles, noodles, noodles every day. Long or short, thick or thin, I'll take them. Oh, noodles, noodles any kind of way. All the other types of food are icky. Every other thing I've tried is gross. My mom, she tries to tell me I'm too picky, but just add noodles, mom, and I'll like it the most. Cause noodles, noodles, noodles are my favorite. Noodles, noodles, noodles every day. Long or short, thick or thin, I'll take them. Oh, noodles, noodles any kind of way. I remember the first day that I tried ramen. I thought my life was finally made complete. And then I tried some udon and fusilli, and my shoes blew straight off of my feet. Cause sing it, noodles,
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 noodles are
noodles
my
are my
favorite.
favorite.
Noodles,
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 noodles every
noodles every
day.
day.
Long or short, thick or thin, I'll take them. Oh, noodles, noodles every kind of way. Oh, spaghetti, macaroni, rigatoni, soba, tortellini, or botai. Instant vermicelli, shirataki. Oh, noodles, you're the apple of my eye. As much as I've enjoyed this little story, as much as I've enjoyed this little song, there's nothing I like more than eating noodles. So goodbye, farewell, so long. Cause noodles,
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 noodles are
noodles
my
are my
favorite.
favorite.
Noodles,
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 noodles every
noodles of the
day.
day.
Long or short, thicker than I'll take them. Oh, noodles, noodles every kind of way. Now
That
you
was
heard the
amazing.
now you heard the whole song. Do you like it?
Yes. Oh my God. Good
So
job. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta be like, move out of the way, Miss Rachel. We got a new entertainer in children's education right here.
oh my gosh. Well, you know, I actually love Fred Penner. Fred Penner is my idol. I think he was my favorite children's performer growing up. And his songs were always really quirky. Do you remember Sandwiches? Did you ever? Oh, he's a Canadian children performer. But I'll just, okay, he wrote this song called Sandwiches, and I think it resonates with the songs I'm trying to write for kids are really silly and fun and have a lot of lyrics in them, but it's like sandwiches are beautiful, sandwiches are fine. Oh, I like sandwiches. I eat them all the time. I eat them for my supper and I eat them for my lunch. If I had 100 sandwiches, I'd eat them all at once. And I love sandwiches. I love food too, actually. Any song about food. I want to write a song about a pickle.
To wrap it up, do you have anything else to say, to the fans out there, who, like myself, obviously supported your work, and watch your content on Instagram, like your ukulele songs and just all the other voiceover roles you've done over the years?
I think that I want to say thank you. And this is an honor to be on your podcast and that you wanted to talk to me and the words and encouragement that you've given me and the support that I have felt from other people too and seeing or liking what I've done uh, is inspiring to me and gives me the passion and encouragement to continue on and not give up on my dreams, because I work in administration too, so I work a computer job most days. And so really realizing that I need to create and I need to follow my passions is what I think everybody should do, and having support really helps give you that push to help you believe in yourself when it's not always so easy to do. So yeah, I'm just so thankful and grateful for anyone that has supported me and believes in me.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking to you. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining me today, Leah, and
Thank
have a
you.
great rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Gabe. It was such a pleasure. And yeah, you're such an exceptional human. So I hope everyone watches your podcast.
Thank you so much.